Hello students, I hope you all are fine. We are going through a very difficult phase due to COVID-19. So always maintain the government's rules and regulation and always maintain the social distancing. So the normal classes are not possible. Krishnagar Academy arranged for you the online classes. Today I am going to teach physical and chemical change for class 7 chemistry. Physical and chemical change. In this area we will discuss the definition, characteristics and examples of physical and chemical change. First one is physical change. Physical change is temporary change and it is reversible also. We can get back the original substance again. And the change is temporary. The change is reversible. No new substances are formed in physical change. So what is the definition of physical change? Physical change. A physical change is a change in which no new substances are formed. Physical changes affect the form of chemical substance but not its chemical composition. So physical change is a temporary change. Suppose the melting of ice. If we melt the ice by heating, it will convert it into water. If we freeze the water again it will convert it into ice. So the change is reversible, the change is temporary. So we can tell it is a physical change. Now, next one I will discuss the characteristics of physical change. First one, no new substances are formed. No new substances are formed in physical change. Next one, the change is temporary. The change is temporary. Next one, the change is reversible. We can get back the original substance again by changing its condition. So the change is reversible. Next one, chemical composition remain unchanged. Chemical composition remain unchanged. So it is the characteristics of physical change. Now we will discuss the examples of physical change. First example, change in state. In some changes are there where we can observe the change in state. Suppose the vaporization of water. When water converted into vapor, that means the states are changed. But if we cool down the vapor or condense the vapor, it will get back into water again. So the change is temporary and the change is reversible. So we can tell that it is a physical change. Deposition. Certain substances are there like camphor, ammonium chloride. They are directly converted solid to gaseous state by skipping their liquid state. So this is known as deposition. By cool down the vapor, we can get the solid again. So the deposition is one kind of physical change. Now next one is formation of cloud. You know that formation of cloud is the part of water cycle. So it is also the change of state of water. So we can tell that the formation of cloud is also a physical change. Now melting of ice, if we melt the ice, it will convert it into water. If we freeze the water again, it will again convert it into ice. So we can tell that it is a physical change as it is a temporary change. That's why. Next one, cutting of paper. If we take a big sheet and cut it into small pieces of paper, the shapes of paper only changed. So the chemical composition didn't change over here. So we can tell that it is a physical change. Now cutting of vegetables. If we cut the vegetables into small pieces, its chemical composition didn't change. Obviously before cooking. So we can tell that the cutting of vegetables is a physical change. Now stretching of rubber band. If we stretch a rubber band and leave it again, it will come again its original state. So we can tell that stretching of rubber band, it is also one kind of physical change. So as a conclusion, we can tell that the changes, those are temporary, those are reversible, those no new substances are formed. These kinds of changes, we can tell that it is a physical change. Now come to the next one, which is chemical change. Chemical change is just opposite from physical change. Chemical change is permanent change. Chemical change, obviously permanent, new substances are formed and the change is irreversible. Now, what is the definition of chemical change? Chemical changes occur when a substance combines with another to form a new substance. So it is called chemical change. Chemical change means chemical changes occur when a substance combines with another to form a new substance. So it is called chemical change. Now, what are the characteristics of chemical change? New substances are formed. Obviously, new substances are formed. The change is permanent. Obviously, the change is permanent. The change is irreversible. We cannot get back the original substance. Chemical composition change. Obviously, the chemical composition changed due to chemical change. Some examples are also there, like burning of paper. You know that if you burn the paper, it will convert it into ash. Ash and paper are completely different from each other. So it is a chemical change because it is a permanent change and new substances are formed. That's why. Now, next one, examples. First example, digestion of food. Digestion of food is the first example. You know that when we are taking the food, it is in the complex form. Several kind of reaction, it will convert it into simple form. And it is easy to digest for our body. So we can say that digestion of food is a chemical change. Now cooking of food. We know that for cooking, vegetables, spices, oil, these are needed. When they will mix with each other in presence of it, it will convert it into cooked food. Cooked food is completely different from the raw materials. So we can say that new substances are formed over here and the change is permanent. So we can say that the change is chemical change. Now the rusting of iron. If we leave a rust for a long time in presence of moisture and sunlight, we can see the reddish brown substance on the surface of the iron. And the reddish brown substance is completely different from iron because iron attracts towards the magnet but the reddish brown substance cannot. This reddish brown substance is known as rust. And the rusting of iron is a chemical change because the change is permanent and we cannot get back the original substance. What is the chemical name of rust? Hydrated iron 3 oxide. It is the chemical name of rust. And I will repeat again. Hydrated iron 3 oxide. It is the chemical name of rust. Now the next one. Milk to curd. Milk and curd completely different from each other. So we can tell that the milk to curd is a chemical change. And from the curd we cannot get back the milk. So it is a chemical change and their taste are also different from each other. Then next one, spoilage of food. If we leave food for a long time, we have seen that the taste become changed. So we can see that spoilage of food is also a chemical change. Next one, boiling of egg. Raw egg and boiled egg completely different from each other. So we can say that it is a chemical change. Next one, burning of paper or coal. Burning of paper or coal is also a chemical change because after burning it will convert it into ash. From the ash we cannot get back paper and coal again. So we can say that it is a chemical change. Next one, quicklime added to water. If we add quicklime to water, it will convert it into calcium hydroxide. It will convert it into calcium hydroxide. Quick like means calcium oxide, which is CaO. CaO means quick lime. When we will add water over CaO, it will convert it into calcium hydroxide. The chemical formula of calcium hydroxide will be CaOH whole 2. Now, we will discuss the differences between physical and chemical change. Students, you already have seen that both are different from each other. So, what are the differences between them? First difference, the physical change is temporary. The chemical change is permanent. The physical change is temporary. The chemical change is permanent. Number 2, physical change is reversible. Chemical change is irreversible. Physical change is reversible. Chemical change is irreversible. No new substance is formed in physical change. No new substance is formed in physical change. New substances are formed in chemical change. New substances is formed in chemical change. Now next one. Energy change can be occurred or cannot be occurred in physical change. Energy change can be occurred or cannot be occurred in physical change. Energy change is compulsory in chemical change. Energy change is compulsory in chemical change. Now, one example I will give you, which is the example where we can see the interesting fact. It is physical change as well as chemical change. The burning of candle or the melting of candle. The burning of candle or the melting of candle. First of all, candle is made up of wax. Wax is a hydrocarbon. We all know that. Candle is made up of wax, which is a hydrocarbon. So during burning of candle, we have seen the melting also. So, how we can say that it is a physical change? Because solid wax converted into liquid wax and the change is interconvertible. That means from liquid wax we can change the solid wax again. So we can say that it is a physical change. From the solid to liquid wax and the liquid to solid wax, it is reversible change. So it is a physical change. Now how can you tell that it is a chemical change? We all know that for burning, oxygen is essential. So at the time of burning, hydrogen and carbon combine with oxygen to form water vapor and carbon dioxide. So at the time of burning, hydrogen and carbon combine with oxygen to form water vapor and carbon dioxide. Water vapor and carbon dioxide completely different from the hydrocarbon wax. So we can tell that it is a chemical change. So at the time of burning, hydrogen and carbon combine with oxygen to form water vapor and carbon dioxide. Water vapor and carbon dioxide completely different from the hydrocarbon wax. So here new substances are formed. So we can tell that it is a chemical change. Now, I hope you can understand the physical and chemical change. Now, the time for home task. The first question, what is physical change? Give example. What is physical change? Give example. It is the first question. What is physical change? Give example. Number 2, what is chemical change? Give example. What is chemical change? Give example. Number 3, give one example where we can see physical and chemical change simultaneously. Give one example where we can see physical and chemical change simultaneously. Now, the next question. Give differences between physical and chemical change. Give differences between physical and chemical change. Now, question number 5. State the following changes are physical or chemical change. Here students, I have given you some changes. You have to write down their physical change or chemical change. Number 1, green mango to yellow. Number 1, green mango to yellow. Number 2, growing of plant. Number 2, growing of plant. Number 3, formation of soil. Number 3, formation of soil. Number 4, melting of ice. Melting of ice. Number 5, rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. Number 6, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Number 7, burning of paper. Burning of paper. Number 8, raw egg to boiled egg. Number 8, raw egg to boiled egg. So I hope you understood this chapter. Thank you students.